Hey folks, Landstryder here, and welcome back to another episode of Mystical Misadventures. I'm over here in the Botania room today because this is going to be the first of a series of automation videos. So today we're going to talk about automating Botania, and I want to show you some vanilla redstone stuff, just some awesomeness that I put together. At least I think it's pretty awesome, so hopefully you guys will think it is too. We're going to start by explaining, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I made some greater bands of aura, so we'll just mention that real quick. These are not too hard, they're just a band of aura with the Terra Steel. We've been making some Terra Steel. Band of aura is just runes of mana. Those are some ender pearls and some stuff on the altar there. Not too bad. I've also had a Sojourner Sash for a while. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that one before, but it is also a very simple recipe, and it is super nice to have because it gives you step assist, makes you move faster. Any time I'm playing with Botania, I gotta have me a Sojourner Sash, and I usually upgrade it whenever I can to the one of the better versions of it. But you can see that I've worked out at least one of each one of the runes so that we would have them marked out in our drawer system. There's an exact total of 16 runes, 7 Deadly Sins, the Mana Rune, the 4 Elements, and the 4 Seasons. So that actually works out really nice for the drawer system. So the next thing we need to do, though, is we need to open the Elven Gate. So you see that I've already gone ahead and crafted the bits that I needed to. The glimmering living wood is just basically you just add a piece of glowstone, that's the word I'm looking for, glowstone, to a piece of living wood, and that gives you the glimmering living wood. And then the Elven Gateway Core, if we look at the Gateway Core, this right here is just some more living wood with Terra Steel nuggets. And I don't know if you noticed I had a few Terra Steel ingots. Been working at that. That's why I have all of these Endo Flames, and there's something I would like to do with the Endo Flames. In fact, that is why I have this pile of Mystic Magenta flowers right there, because what I want to do with those is grab some glowstone. If we come back in here, you see that I've actually got my compacting drawers in now. The drawer system is doing excellent. I can just walk up and click on that, and it takes everything way out of my inventory that I don't need, which is excellent. Or, well, most of the time it's stuff that I don't need. Sometimes it's stuff I find out, hey, I did kind of need that, but it's not very hard to go find it and get it out again. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn 32 of those into the glimmering magenta flowers, and that, where did that one go? Okay. I also did craft a flower pouch because I need to go out and actually collect flowers, because, reproducing the petals the way I have been doing with the bone meal and the shears doesn't get me the flowers I need to do this little trick. Of course, I didn't grab the dirt while I was over there. That's the other thing we need, is some dirt, I believe, and we're going to need to get some grass. I didn't even think about that too, so we're going to have to actually get a little bit of bone meal, get our shears out. Where's those at? Shears somewhere in here. Surely they're actually already out. Okay, cool. That works. Bone meal and the shears. And we're just going to shear up some grass in here. Nice that we have this little area that we can work in, even if the sun's up. Didn't actually check if the sun's on. It's not actually up there. We could have went outside, but that's okay. And we're going to need 32 pieces of grass, so let's do that again. Of course, we don't need those vanilla flowers, but, take them. What we just need is the grass, and let's get that on the bar so we can see when we have at least a half a stack here. We're getting all kinds of flowers here that aren't that are vanilla. Tubes are nice. Pretty sure we have a place for them in a chest somewhere. And is that everything? Nope, there's still 2 there. And we're just going to take those pieces of grass and toss them in one of our mana pools here. You see those are going to get turned into these these things, pasture seeds, and we actually have a few of them up in our drawer already, but we're going to take our pasture seeds, our flowers, and our dirt. Is that right? Yes, it is. That's going to give us floating flowers, and we just want all the same so that they stack. That just makes it a little easier for the time being. Because what we want to do is pick up all of these endoflames. Oh, yeah, there we go. Pick up all these endoflames. Get them out of this immediate area. Now, there's going to be a trick here, and I might need to move that. Of course, we are going to remove this and the open crate right there. Oops, I guess it'd help if I use an axe. Makes it a little quicker. That open crate there. But what we're going to do is we're going to take these 24 endoflames that we got here. And I just came down here to grab a couple pieces of light blue terracotta to fill in that hole. Once we're ready, maybe, I don't know, that we're going to need to fill it. We might not be able to fill it all the way in because we might have to move this this mana spreader up. But you might notice in here that I've got a couple of buttons on the walls. There's one over there, there's one over here, there's one over there. That's the really fun one. We're going to get to it last. That's my favorite one. This button right here is just so that once we get the Elven Gateway ready to go, you see there, it just moves that out of the way for just a second. It breaks the gateway, toggling it off, basically. It allows us to turn off our gateway so we're not using a bunch of mana on it when it's not in use. So that would be great. These two mana pools right here are going to be the ones that we put the pylons on, and we still have to craft those. That's actually pretty simple. It's just some diamonds, some mana steel, and some gold. And then we need to use the other Terra Steel. Now, the nice thing about the gateway, the whole gateway system really only takes one piece of Terra Steel. You break it down into the nuggets. 3 of the nuggets turn into the core, and then the other 6 nuggets turn into 2 Natura pylons that you need in order to complete this structure. Now, the mana pools can be kind of anywhere in the general area, so long as they are on top of a mana pool. There they go. On top of mana pool, and I've already filled them up each with half a pool, and I did that just by using the mana tablet to move over a half pool to each of those. So that should be enough to activate it and keep it going for just a little bit. And to do that, all I am going to need to do is click on that. Now, before we get to actually crafting that stuff and throwing things through the Elven Gateway, I do want to show you the rest of this and complete my thought process on the whole floating flowers endoflames thing, which is basically just to take the floating flowers, throw the endoflames in there, and then pull those out like that, and now we got floating endoflames. So if you take any of the standard floating flower, mix them with any of your functional or generating flower, they become a floating version of that flower. Alright, so now we're going to talk about this button. This one's actually not too complicated. Again, this one wasn't complicated either. It's just a piston down underneath there. In fact, let me see if I can show you that mechanism. It's pretty simple. It's just a piston with some redstone going down to it, and there is a redstone torch under the piston, so the piston's extended normally. Basically, that just turns that's just a NOT gate. If you want to get illogical about it, and yeah, when you push the button, it opens it for temporary, just a moment. Okay, this one over here goes back into the wall. You can kind of see a little bit. But back there is the 3-dropper hopper toggle latch, which is what we got there. And I can't quite see the rest of it because it's behind some other stuff, but I mean, it'd be pretty obvious what it does here in just a second. But if I push that button, we get a pop-out staircase, or pop-in staircase? Hidden staircase. There we go. How about a hidden staircase? That's what that's for. Otherwise, you know, when it's closed, it's nice. The wall's nice and smooth. You can't really see it. Can't tell it's there. This is basically just to access this area up above here, right here, and this is where we're going to be putting our endoflames now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then I'm going to go around again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Boom. Okay, perfect. Look at that. Now, I don't know if they're all going to have connected directly to that spreader, or if they even can. I'm pretty sure that they can. Yeah, you can see a couple of them have connected to a few other ones. So there is something that we can do to fix that, and that would be to make a mana. I think how's it work here? Let's see if it's. I think it's just 2 of those and 1 of that, and then we can maybe do it like this. It's like that. No, it's probably not. It's in the book here. Let's go and look in the Lexica Botania. Probably the easiest way to do this without spending too much time on it. So I think it's under, is it mystical items, or yeah, probably mystical items. Yes, it is. Floral Obedience Stick is the thing we're looking for. And then we just need the recipe for it. Okay, I need 2 sticks. All right, that works. That shouldn't be too hard, so just grab 2 more of those. And then that, like so, and like so, gives us the Floral Obedience Stick. And if we read about what that actually does, by doubling the, okay, you can make all the nearby flowers all bind towards a single focus point. It's perfect, right? So right-clicking it on a mana spreader or mana pool in the world will bind all relevant nearby flowers to it. Okay, which is perfect. So we actually want to, and we don't have any other relevant flowers except for those ones up there right now, which is good. So if we just do that, we can see that we got a whole bunch of graphics there, and now every one of these flowers up here should be bound to that middle spreader, and that actually works out pretty good. I wasn't sure if it was going to work through the floor like that, and it does look like it will, so we can just seal this up here. Now I'll leave the middle spot open for another flower that I'm going to put in there later, and that's going to be a munch dew. Yeah, it's going to be a munch dew. And then back in this area, we're gonna put some stuff that's gonna be used by that munch dew, but I don't know if we're gonna get that today. That's a little maybe yeah, probably will, because if you look over here, I've got a whole bunch of gluttony ones right here, or runes of sloth, not gluttony, sloth. Whole bunch of sloth runes, and these sloth runes are what is used in the hopping bonsai pot in this pack. So that plus some special hoppers, not just regular old hoppers, but if we come down here, somewhere in here, we're gonna have to actually clear some more room up in that room, I do believe, in order to make this all work. But somewhere in here, I should have a bunch more hoppers. Look at that, there's like 10 hoppers. I really only want 9 of these, and then if we grab 9, might as well do this now, right? Now I'm thinking about it. If we grab 9, oh actually I put them in a drawer over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Combine those together will give us the filtered, they're the graded hopper, which is basically a filtered hopper. Bring those right back over here. And then we're going to actually need some hopping, or we actually need some bonsai pots. I'm not going to use these ones out here. I'm going to leave these ones here for now. I was going to like turn these all automated and stuff, and I decided not to do that. I decided I'm not going to bother with that. I get plenty of wood, and if I want a different type of wood, I can take it up and put it in my tree farm on the surface and gather a whole bunch of a particular type of wood all at once. So we're not going to worry about that. Let's get rid of these flowers out of our inventory too while we're over here. That will be helpful. And then we just need some dirt, which I have the dirt in my inventory. It's bricks that I actually need. Bricks, and we can pull out our manufacturer halo here to give us that. There we go. And that is going to give me enough for a 9. Yes, it will. 9 of those. Nice. And that'll work. Alright, let's jump up here, jump back up here. The other thing we're going to need is a bunch of living wood crates. We already got one, or open crates, made of living wood, of course. So we've got one. We've probably got a little bit more living wood planks in here. Yeah, there's a couple of that. Obtruse platforms, I made a couple of those. I don't know, there's actually another crate right there too. They're not too hard at all. And those are actually down in... I'm getting distracted here, squirrel, but it's some things that I've never mentioned yet, so I want to mention it. So right here is the way to get down to the rest of the dungeon. Maybe I did mention it before, but you know what? Never hurts to go over things twice. Never hurts to revisit our stuff. Anyway, now that's ready to go. All we need to do to make our hopping bonsai pots, I believe it's actually like that. And we're only making 9, so we don't need that 10th one. Keep that one right there. And if we take our 9 bonsai pots, there we go. 9 bonsai pots. Now, I didn't think a little bit ahead. I should have grabbed some 9 saplings. Now, I thought about using the oak, but the problem with the oak is that it does, in fact, produce apples, and then the apples kind of pile up. Now, we don't want anything to pile up there. So, what I'm going to use instead is birch. And maybe there's a better one for this. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe one of these other ones would be better. I don't want to use, obviously I don't want to use jungle because that produces the cocoa beans from time to time, and I do believe that the dark oak actually produces apples as well. So birch or spruce are probably the best ones because they only make sticks, wood, and leaves. Now the wood and the leaves are going to get immediately sucked up by all these endo flames and turned into mana, which is exactly what we want. So all we really need to do is make our open crates. I don't think I have enough material here, but that's just like that. Now we got 5. We're going to need a few more. 5. We need 4 more. Not quite. That should be more than enough now. Yeah, there we go. 9 in total. 9 in total. This will work out pretty good, I think. So this is just going to be our passive mana system. Right here. And I do actually have enough room on top to grow the trees. I don't have to make this room. I was afraid I didn't make my ceiling tall enough, but it looks like I did. So we're good there. Now all I need to do is plant these. And they don't care about the light level, which is excellent. And as they grow, they're going to start, as soon as they get to the maximum size, they're going to start dropping out sticks and logs and leaves. Now the sticks and the logs, well, they're obviously going to get sucked up and ate. Well, that's why we are eventually going to put a munch dew over there. And then we're also going to need a Ranacorpus to place those leaf blocks, those floating, those loose leaf blocks. I'm not sure how we want to do that because there's going to be times that I'm going to want to throw, and that's why I have this access point here, because there's going to be times I just want to come up here and throw a stack of stuff down. In fact, what am I trying to say? These are about to get to the point where they're going to do something here. And we're going to see a bunch of things fall out the bottom, which is what should happen. And here a little bit of mana get generated. Hopefully, yeah, at least a little bit. So there we go. We got a little bit of a passive mana generation. Now there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be times I'm going to want to go up there and throw a stack of charcoal blocks down just so I can get a lot of mana generated a little bit faster. But you can see we got most of these pools full, pretty well full right now. So let's close that up for the time being. And let's now put a couple of these things away. Let's grab these extra Lux Combat. I get a lot of these Lux Combatanias from the loot and stuff that I get from dungeons and things. So that is going to be excellent. That's going to just produce a nice little trickle of mana for us from all that. Yeah, it would be a lot more efficient to to cook the wood into charcoal before we feed it to the flowers. But like I said, we don't have to do nothing to that now. You just sit there and make mana, just a little bit at a time, all the time. Even if we forget to feed it, which is excellent. So automation of a trickle of mana. Good. We're good. All right. I think it's time to activate the Elven Portal so that we can go ahead and get that portion of this one out of the way. The world calling. Wow. And let's just throw all those in there so we can get some copies of the upgraded Lexicon Botania. We're going to keep one in there. We're going to keep one in our bag here. And yeah, maybe we'll just throw the other one in there for now. That way we have one to give away. It should be nice. It'd be a nice thing. Oh, nether lag is the worst for Dodoji. Yeah, he has some serious issues when it comes to the nether. I feel for you, buddy. I feel for you. So we're gonna actually do blocks, and I believe it takes 2 blocks of this material of mana steel in order to actually create the elementium. So yeah, I only got 4 back, and that's okay. So there we go. We got 4 blocks, or 36 ingots of elementium in total. Not a problem. That's pretty good. That should be good for now. We're going to want to take and throw in about half of our mana pearls. Mana pearls are actually not that big of a deal because we do have an ender pearl or an enderman farm. So let's grab ourselves some what is it called? Pixie dust. Put that right there. And then we got a good amount of diamonds. I don't know if I want to all. Let's just do another 16 or so. That way we have 16. What is I think they're called dragon scales when you throw them through there. We're going to get dragon scales back. Now, is that what they are? Yeah, dragon stone. Okay, not dragon scale. Okay, dragon stone's back. It's like a pink. It's like a pink emerald. I'm cool with that. Alright, and then we want to throw some living rock through, I think. I think we want to throw some living rock. Let's throw a stack of that through, see what happens. Ooh. Yeah, I don't think I'm getting that back. Oops. I don't think I'm getting that back. Definitely want to throw some living wood through. Do we have much through? I'm going to throw everything that I got through there because we're going to get some dream wood back. Yeah, there we go. That's actually stuff we wanted. Okay, and just to make sure that we got everything that we can get for the time being, I should quickly check one of the new books. Actually, let's just grab one of the extra ones out of here. Check one of these new books. The Elven Guard. And we're just going to head back. Rituals of Gaia, yada yada. We'll get into that in a future episode, doing the Gaia fights, probably. But the main thing here is to look at the Aphomancy. Oh, actually, resources. There we go. That's actually the heading I was looking for there. Dreamwood, Elementium, Pixie Dust, Elwood, Dragon Stones. And that does seem to be everything we've got. We've gotten all that material. Yes. Yes, and yes, and yep. That does seem to be it. Except for this. Oh, Elven Quartz. I forgot about Elven Quartz. And mana glass. I don't know if we want to get some of that. I don't even think we've made any mana glass. Good question is, what is this Elven Quartz used for? So let's actually take a look at that. Oop. Elven Quartz. Now I'm saving the best for last, guys, so I hope you're sticking around for the good stuff. Okay, usages. It's used in the Frugal Tiara and not too much else, and makes blocks of Elven Quartz. Okay, if I make a Frugal Tiara, then I'll worry about it then. So I'm not going to worry about that for now. Well, the other thing was the glass. Aphomancy glass. Was that what it's called? Yeah, this stuff right here. And usages of that is actually slime in a bottle, the Alf glass flask. I'm not sure how good that is. And the Mana Lens flare. I actually do like that flare because that's kind of a cool thing. The Corporeal Crystal Cube. Ooh, we definitely need that. Definitely need that. And Bifrost blocks if we wanted to make that. But that's okay. Interesting. This is something I want to get into, the Corporea thing. So for that, we need to make the... Yeah, we're going to do some of that. So Mana Glass, I assume, is... We're probably assuming wrong, but we're going to assume that it's throw some glass in a mana pool and get some Mana Glass. So we do have a stack of glass right here. Back into here. Pass through there. Yep, that is in fact right. We'll just throw the whole stack in there. Allow that to process. And then we'll throw half of the stack through there. And allow that to process. Very nice. Okay, now we got those. I'm going to go ahead and put them up in these drawers. I feel like there should have been something to go right there. It's a shame that I threw a full stack. I should have tested it with just one, but that's okay. But I think we're done with the Elven Portal for now. So instead of allowing it to just keep, sucking these mana down a little bit at a time, we're going to go ahead and hit our button. There we go. Dissipate the gate, and that will stop the flow of mana to them and save the rest that's in our mana pools. Goodness, guys. Well, that's some interesting automation. I hope you guys agree. Now, the next thing that we want to talk about is this button. This is my pride and joy for today. I mean, I worked on this a while. Took a little inspiration from one of my favorite YouTubers, Mumbo Jumbo. A little inspiration. I didn't really copy anything that he had, but we'll go down and look at the actual mechanism here in just a second. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to make the brewing. The botanical brewing station, right? I wanted a botanical brewing station, so I went ahead and crafted this. You don't see it right now because I have to hit that button first. But brewing stand, block of mana, nothing special about crafting that up. But that's going to allow us to craft all these brews and stuff like that. And there's some really interesting stuff. I think it also lets us do the incense sticks. So, and more importantly, it allows us to create that one pendant ring thing, or pendant that we can put on our neck that can have a bunch of different effects as well. So I wanted to have one of those. But I didn't want to have a whole second setup for it. I wanted to use the same 3 mana spreaders to do that. And then I figured out that you can move these runic altars with pistons, with sticky pistons. So let's go ahead and hit this button now. I've been building up to it and building up to it. There it is, guys. A swapper. It swaps out my botanical brewer and my runic altar. Isn't that awesome? I just think it's completely awesome. I hope you guys think so too. Do leave a comment if you just think this is super awesome. And we're going to go down and look at the exact mechanism here for all of this in just a second. But there's that. You can see that all of the mana spreaders do target it, do hit it. No problem. I did have to adjust their angle just a little bit, and it was a little bit tricky to get them to go right past the corner of that mana pool without intersecting with it. But press it again, and then back comes the runic altar. Isn't that sweet? All right, so now let's go down and take a look at the mechanism right down here. Now, it's not compact. I wish it was a lot more compact than what it is. I spread it out. Well, for one, it's a lot easier to work on when it's all spread out. But that button signal activates this redstone line right here, which hits this redstone repeater. Now this redstone repeater is actually back this distance from that comparator pulse extender. This is a comparator pulse extender right here to extend the pulse from that redstone repeater. But the reason it is back that, I mean, I did have the comparator down here, but that left the door, the green block underneath that, open a little too long. So I moved it back here. So that's one way that you can adjust the redstone comparator pulse extender thing here, is the distance it is from the repeater that is activating it in the first place. So that activates that comparator, keeps that pulse going. And that right there is the sticky piston that keeps that green block underneath it, like slides that back under afterwards. Now there's a regular piston there, a regular piston there. Those are the ones that push the brewery and the altar back and forth when they're down under here. So yeah, that redstone comes down here, that hits this. The pulse extender keeps this redstone off, which pulls this piston back for the duration of the swapping process. It also triggers this redstone down here, which hits this monostable circuit, comes through. Actually, I'm surprised I didn't have a longer tick on that, but this sends a pulse on through, which is then split right here. This continues on through right here and hits my double piston extender. My double piston extender is actually a pretty small circuit. This is one place I actually used an observer. I tried to use observers in a few other places, but it just wasn't working out. So I went back to just your standard old monostable circuit there. So yeah, that comes through, hits the pulse extender, or the double piston extender. That then, of course, prior to that ever happening, that piston has been retracted, remember, because that redstone torch right there is off for the duration of the swapping process. Now it's also split right here too, so one goes that way and hits that like real quick. The other one goes through all of these 4-tick pulse repeaters, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7. No, 5, 4, 5. Yeah, total 5. It's making my head spin doing all this. But yeah, it goes through all these. They're all set to 4 ticks each. This one has no ticks. That one has no ticks. Or does this one have ticks? Oh, actually, that one is got 4 ticks. Okay. I was thinking that was at no ticks, but it's actually at 4 ticks, which is good. So all these delays, everything gets all kinds of crazy. Now, when the pulse goes through this extension here, the second pulse eventually comes and hits the block extender too. So when the first time it goes up and grabs whatever's up there. The second time it goes, it pushes whatever's down here back up. So you have to pulse the double piston extender twice during the circuit. We actually had a way to trigger it from down here, so we're going to do that here in just a second so you can see the inner workings of it going. Now, right here on the pulse, on this pulse extender, on this loop, we're splitting the signal again right here, and it goes off and hits this toggle latch, which I am actually taking a signal from this dropper and this dropper. So when it's in one position, this dropper has the item in it, and when it's in the other position, this dropper has the item in it. So I'm actually using this dropper toggle latch for both states, in both states. Usually you would only use it as the output would be here, but I'm actually taking 2 outputs from it. So that, and then of course this one goes in. This is actually a monostable circuit, which then pulses that piston up that way. So now let's go ahead and grab out my redstone device here. Where's it at? Now this is something that's definitely not vanilla, but I was using this to help me test it because I needed to trigger that button up there, and I was by myself. And yeah, so I've got this set up to do. Yeah, it goes fast. It goes pretty fast. We'll do it again. Look at it from this direction. You can see, yeah, as soon as this thing gets hit, it hits one of these pulse extender, or one of these monostable circuits, which then this one comes up and pulses that piston. See if I can get up there. Yeah, that pulses that piston. So if the botanical brewer is down here, and does that, and if the runic altar is down here, does that. And then yeah, I actually think I did a pretty good dang job on the timing and stuff like that. Like I said, it's not the most compact I could have probably made it, but it works. I fiddled it with it for a few hours to get it to work, and I'm really proud of it. And it just really thrills me every time I hit that button up there to watch it work. I mean, oh yeah, I love it. Love playing with redstone. In fact, it's like the part of vanilla I could actually get into. I could totally get into it. So satisfying. But there's my automation of the Botania stuff so far. I think that pretty much covers it. Like I said, the only other thing is to put in some nature cores in the walls up here. Probably do that off camera. We're going to put in some, we're going to remove some of this wall material, probably a 3x3 area and a 3x3 area. Same back here, we'll remove some of this wall material, and we're going to sink the nature cores into the walls there, and they'll generate leaf blocks and wood blocks. And then the leaf blocks will get eaten up by the munch dew that we're going to put right smack dab in the center over there, or we might even put it over here. It doesn't matter. And then we're also going to end up putting a Ranacorpus. Ranacorpus is a block that places blocks that are on the ground nearby, which will then pick up or grab any of the leaf blocks that have been falling out of there. I don't see any leaf blocks have come out of there. Looks like I don't see any laying on the ground anyway. So either they're getting burned up, like they have a burn value now for somehow or some way. Either that, or there's just not been that many of them. So, but yeah, we got a nice little trickle of mana coming in now, automated. I like it. And we got our we've pretty much got a lot of the majority of our Botania stuff now. And now that I've upgraded my Lexicon Botania, I can check out some of the special stuff, particularly like some of the functioning flowers, like some of these ones that have the green name that I wasn't able to do before. Well, I mean, I could have done them, but I wouldn't have known exactly how to use them without reading the manual, of course. So yeah, that's an interesting one. The Lunium is dungeon loot? Interesting. Cool. Anyway, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I really had a good time. I really had fun making this thing. I just gotta do it again. Because it just thrills me to no end to watch that happen. And yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of use out of that. I think I will get use out of that, and I think I will have fun showing that off to everybody that comes to my base. Yeah. Anyway, guys, so thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, do make sure you hit that like button. And until next time, I will catch you later.